Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Idol Talk, where we explore South Korean pop culture one obsession at a time. My name is Nathan, and I'm your host.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley, and it's been a little over a month since Jungkook released his debut track 7, and I've been listening to it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
7 days a week I've been listening to that shit. I love
Explicit
it.
version or
Um,
what?
Clean band version.
Clean
Period.
band.
That's the best one, in my opinion.
Interesting. Okay. Sammy is here. We got our subunit in the house. Do you want to say hello to the listeners?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me back on Idol Talk Pod. I just want to say that I'm here for the hype boy. And I said
Oh.
boy because that's what they put on IG today. Sometimes I love him, sometimes I don't. But today, I think I love him.
It was pretty good. I like that cover. He's really swaggy.
I know. My man's be having that blonde hair and then suddenly he changes. Anyone agree? Let us know because I think so.
Also, can we just take a moment to talk about his album cover for Rainy Day? I thought that, is he wearing a wig?
No. Wait, is it
That's
the blonde? The blonde?
No, I'm talking about the Rainy Day. Let's do a little screen share.
Oh, yeah. We can do these screen shares now.
I love it.
Oh,
Last time, Ashley in episode so-and-so did a presentation of the new
Oh my god.
yes,
what
we
are
did
really
an art
Eugene's come back.
an
Wow,
art
you really
history
have to-
lesson.
You gotta tune into the special.
Oh, that one?
This.
What's happening there?
I literally thought that it was his dog that was on his head.
I don't think his dog has that much
Tanny?
hair.
Tanny.
Yeah.
Baby?
Yeah, because this is also a cover, like his dog.
That
I don't
has
know.
to be just
Just
like
some-
feathers or fur or
It's
something.
crazy.
It's giving Mufasa.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so thank you for screen sharing, Ashley. And thank you to our listeners for tuning into this episode. If you are all still here and haven't clicked away, I'm back with the sisters today, Ashley and Sammy. We have a very special episode. We were invited as press guests to this weekend's KCON Los Angeles 2023. We are super excited to go. I know that KCON has had a convention since the pandemic, but this was the first one that we were able to go to as a podcast and also as press. So we're really excited. And Ashley is going to start us off by giving a little bit of an overview of the event and the celebration, in my opinion.
Sure. So, KCON, this, like Nathan said, is the first time that we've been back since 2019. You can listen to our recap of the 2019 KCON
Wow.
like in episode 5 or episode 10.
Oh my
That
God.
is insane.
Wow. I think our
Yeah.
concept was Itzy.
School.
Was it? And
Dal-
we did like the crown pose. What song was
Dalla,
it?
No, it was Icy at the
Oh.
time.
I see that MIC. Yes.
And I remember
Okay.
we also did Stray Kids Yellowwood.
Yeah, it was the yellow, black, and white concept.
Yes.
That
Good
was fun.
times.
That was big.
4 years later, here we are.
I know.
Wow.
Crazy. So KCON is the largest fan festival, K-pop fan festival in North America, celebrating Korean culture and music. The convention started in 2012 with just 10,000 fans in Irvine, California, and it's grown to this past KCON had 140,000 people attend.
That
Yeah,
is
so it's huge.
insane.
KCON is now established in Los Angeles as the annual flagship event for American fans of Hallyu and Asian
Wow.
pop culture. providing the largest forum for fans to directly connect with each other, as well as artists and professionals from the Korean entertainment industry. Also, shout out to the PR group who gave us the press passes for giving us this boilerplate of information. In 2017, the brand further expanded internationally, presenting KCON in Mexico, Australia, as well as returning to Japan. And they also held events in France, UAE, and Thailand.
Wow, I feel really grateful they came to LA. Or like they
I
just have
know.
it in LA.
I mean, we are the
Yeah.
capital, I hate to say.
Yeah.
So
They're gonna have it
I thought
every
that they
year.
used to have one in New York too, but
They did because TXT was there
Yeah.
last time and then they didn't come to the LA one or something. And I was like looking for their content, something
yeah,
like that.
so I was like, I wonder why they don't have, because they didn't have a New York one this time. So
Mm-mm.
maybe it
think
just
they
became so big.
I think
Right.
it's because of 3-day. Remember they were saying that this
Yeah.
year was the first year in 11 years they have had a 3-day KCON. And so I
Like
think
they
that's why
just
maybe
decided
they
to make
cut.
it bigger and better here.
Yeah, maybe they'll get more people to come to LA.
Yeah. So, like Sammy said, this is the first time in a long time they've had a 3-day show / convention. It was held August, just for historical purpose, August 18 to 20th at crypto.com arena and the LA Convention Center. The concert was at crypto.com arena, and then obviously the convention was at the convention center.
I'm sorry, you saying Staples Center? All I heard was
I
Staples
know,
Center.
RIP.
You know, I've been getting used to it.
Crypto.com arena.
I called it Crypto Arena and then Nathan was like, it's .com. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then we look at the building and it really said Crypto.com Arena.
It is .com.
I know. I'm just Staples Center. Bye.
I know. Right. So the 3 days of concerts included night 1 had Gravity, IVE, and Mix, Shonu, and Hongwon of Monsta X, Taemin, Taeyong, and Wavy. Night 2
let's go Neos. Okay, let's go.
I know.
I know your video, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but your video from Friday night was literally all N citizens in the crowd. It was so great. Night 2 had ATEEZ, INI. Is that pronounced INI? I don't know.
Yes, they're a Japanese group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Kepler, Rain, XG, Zykers, and Zero Base 1. And then the last night,
Sorry,
Sunday
you said
night.
ATEEZ, right?
Yeah, first
I
okay.
did say ATEEZ.
And
then Sunday night included Everglow, G Idol, ITZY, Joey. Wait, how do you JO1? I don't know how to pronounce that group name.
They're also a Japanese group.
JO1?
Oh, got it. Lollapilus, Stray Kids, and The Boys. I want to also point out that Saturday night was supposed to have 50/50 perform, but they are going through some stuff right now, so they didn't end up going.
Which is a big shame, like, because Cupid was such a big hit.
Yeah, so Cupid was about to be a banger in the crowd.
Everyone, literally everyone.
I'm feeling lonely. I would have died. Yeah, everyone had been dancing.
That's right.
Yep. Some more stuff about the concert. The concert also brought back a fan favorite called the Dream Stage, where fans auditioned in dance contest and the Dance All Day Arena at the convention to win a chance to perform with ITZY, IVE, and Zero Base 1 at the concert.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into that one.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. That was really great.
Yeah, and as someone who didn't attend, I also follow some like K-pop dancers online from the nationwide. Like I just follow a bunch of random people, and some of them were there performing on stage.
That was their moment.
Was fun. Mm-hmm. Something that was new this year is that KCON partnered with iHeartRadio's Kiss FM to bring the first ever K-pop village to the convention center, free to the general public. On Saturday, Kiss FM welcomed performing artists including NODT, TK, Benson, Boone, and Leo. And AT's Kepler, XG, and Zikers also made special appearances.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about that K-pop village
Yep.
because it looks fun. The last thing I have is that the head of music entertainment at CJ and E&M said it was refreshing to see the audience of such diversity enjoying K-culture with friends and family. We will continue to create more opportunities so that more people around the world get to experience K-pop and K-culture through KCON.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
Perfect segue into our review of the concerts. So collectively, we went to Friday night and Saturday night's concert. The hurricane got to us on Sunday.
Here comes the hurricane.
A little bit of flooding around our area.
A little bit, a lot of it.
A lot of it. So Friday, as Ashley said, in my opinion, was the strongest lineup. And maybe that is contested. But in my opinion, it was the strongest lineup. I think you had...
Whoa. You're going up against Oppa Rain and also KCON's Choice, Zero Base One.
You're right, and I'll get into that. I just feel like IVE does not need to be doing something like this, and it's just such a treat that they came. They haven't done... I believe they haven't done like a US tour yet. So this was kind of like one of their first kind of foots into it. And I will just say that while I think that a lot of the boy groups have really large fandoms, at the same time, everyone is singing when IVE is playing.
Wow, the power.
And that's just because, like, I mean, Love Dive Song of the Year 2022, like, I Am, like, just so many hits. So IVE was definitely a fan favorite, and it was good to see so many people jamming out to the girl groups. I'm going to shout out NMIX because I thought that their performance was good, and they had really loud fanboys behind me that were very passionate. So I see you and I hear you. They also had Gravity, which we talked about recently on the podcast, which was really nice. We got to hear their more summery comeback. So they got a couple of stages. I think that I'm not going to say performance of the night, but one of the performances of the night was without a doubt when the beat hits, right? When the first note comes along, everyone's just like cheering and screaming, and that belonged to Wavy's Love Talk English version. Of course, everyone. Like,
I can hear you calling.
And then everyone's like, sorry, that was really annoying.
That was a great explanation. I can just feel, I have goosebumps. I can feel it.
Yeah. And because we are a neo-biased podcast, I will have to say that Wavy coming is really also a treat because they don't come to the US a lot. And also, like, they were not full apart from the Lucas conversation. I realized that Kun wasn't there, and I think that he was like injured or something. I had seen something, so I hope he's okay. So that there were only 5 of them. But then we got a rare sighting of Ween Ween, which was really interesting because he usually doesn't necessarily accompany along all the group activities. So that was really cool. And they did some of their other hits as well. They opened the show actually with so that was really good.
And wait, hold on. They opened the show and they just started with Love Talk.
They did not do Love Talk as the first hit, but
my God.
Yeah,
I would have been deceased.
Yes,
I wouldn't.
Although maybe they should have. I don't know.
I would have just died on the floor.
Yeah, but they did open the show not with Love Talk, but they opened their set with Love Talk, and everyone was going ballistic. Touch me, feel me.
Yeah. Feel me up. That part.
Up. Yeah.
That beginning portion, is it the same the first night where they do like covers?
They did. They didn't do as many covers, but they kind of did like one-offs.
Okay.
Like they did an opening performance, and then most of them came back for a second and third.
So it was like but it's their song.
It's their song. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At
That's
least
cool.
for night one, it was like their song.
Okay.
And then we'll get into night two, which was a little bit different.
Yes.
So, yes, the Neos were well represented in the audience because Wavy was present, and then also the leader, Taeyong, was present. And he was a lot of fun. Like, people have very interesting takes on Shalala, but I feel like when it's live, it's just like, okay, you just kind of forget it and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna jam.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of did. So that was really cool. Yeah, he did some of his other hits from his album as well. And it was obviously stage presence galore because it's Taeyong.
Yeah. Was it giving Green Ocean?
It was giving Green Ocean, not to
Yes.
discredit any of the strong presences from Monsta X and also Shiny, but it was a Neo's game.
Wow.
So green everywhere.
Yay.
Or was it like champagne something is their official color? Anyways, green. We'll say green for
Green.
now. Lots of green. So Neo's well represented. They were pumped up and ready for night one.
Yeah. Like you sent me that video of Love Talk and I opened it up at like 7:45 a.m. and I couldn't get up. Like I was just stuck. It was so good.
It was just
Thank you for your service.
It was very good. So props. All props to them. Something that I'll also say is I think a lot of even Neos forgot that, or N Citizens forgot that Taeyong and Ten were going to be present together. And KCON likes to do these things where they collaborate with one another and they try to do like cross group stuff. So we got a big treat, and I was like, I got my money's worth of tickets if I was there because we got Baby Don't Stop from NCT 2018
so
all the way back there, and everyone's just like, this is insane.
Nathan, how did you survive?
I was good, but my sister was crying next to me, and she made it through, but obviously the crowd was going wild during Baby Don't Stop because that song is just iconic duo, legendary. Yes. So it is what it is there.
Didn't we experience that at Super M?
We did have that at Super M.
Yeah, I just remember that moment, and I can just imagine you having the same exact moment.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I joked around. I was like, are we gonna get like a duo or trio like dropping? What else are we gonna get?
Oh my god, dropping!
What else are we gonna get? We could do it.
Oh yeah, because Taemin.
Yeah, so like half of the members were almost there. So I was like, are we gonna get it? No, we didn't get it. Okay, but
it's okay. If you're part of the Super M era, shout out to you because it was short lived. But also, era. why do we have light sticks? Like, where am I supposed to bring that to?
True. Although I did see one light. I did see one Super M light stick in the crowd. So
okay.
Wow.
R.I.P. Yeah, if you wanted to use it a second time, this would have been a good place to do it.
Yeah.
Because okay, 2 more shout outs from me. Monsta X, Shonu, and Hyungwon. Really good performances. Their fans, Mun BBs, were very excited.
Yeah. Do you remember what songs they performed?
I can't remember the songs off the top of my head, and I'm gonna have to apologize for that. But what I do remember, and I hate to divert the conversation to this route, but I do remember that they were wearing very tight shirts.
We can always talk about that conversation.
Of course.
I understand.
Great.
So very tight black shirts.
Do they do it in Korean or English?
They did in Korean. So they did mostly their subunit stuff. So they didn't do any of their group stuff.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So I think they're promoting as a subunit now because some of the Monsta X members are in the military. I think one just left today. I saw on the media. So they're performing as like a duo.
Love it.
They also played a kind of like random dance game, like with the emojis. So they would like put 2 emojis up and then would try to guess the song. I forgot
they do that. Like variety content.
Yes, so they did variety, which was really fun and got to see
I live for those.
Yeah, it's super fun.
I'm a sucker.
Yeah, Wavy did a segment.
I'm your typical
as well.
demographic audience.
Yes. So that was really good. And then lastly, like the show, the performance aspect, you like we never get a Taemin in the US basically. So this was such a treat for Showels, and Taemin went hard. So he did Move, he did Advice and Criminal, which were a lot of his more recent kind of dance pop hits. And
I went wild.
crowd went wild because this was basically, if you didn't know Taemin, you knew that he was your idol's idol, period.
Wow.
And there was footage of people that came out to go watch Taemin during his set. Like the idols are just like watching him on the sidelines. And their jaws are just dropped.
They're like
completely. Yeah, like Taeyong's out there, other boy group members are out there just like
Taemin's like, let me show you how it's done.
yeah. And
love
then there was
that.
also one member, I think it's a member of, I'm gonna say it's a member of Gravity. I think it's a member of Gravity, and he like there's a compilation of him kind of like going up to Taemin during the encore stage when they're just kind of walking around and saying goodbye, saying hello, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm such a big fan."
I love that. He shot his shot.
Yeah, and then Taemin doesn't really like. He's like, thanks, goodbye." Not like dismissively. He's just like shy,
Yeah.
right? So he doesn't. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that the first night was a killer night. Like started out the night so strong. I talked to a fellow Showl in the press room the next day, and she was wearing like a shiny shirt, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm still recovering from last night." And I was like,
I love that. Oh, that's the
True.
girl that I think she was walking out and you said something, right?
"Yeah, I had talked to her
Yeah.
for a little bit." So I have no complaints on that one. Like night one went hard.
Night one in the books for Nathan.
Check. Anyways, Sammy, what do you think about night two?
Okay. Night two was also a night to remember. First of all, I'm just not going to say that I was okay because I was not okay. We'll get into it in our next episode, but I haven't been on the pod in a while, and I just want to express that I love Zero Base One. I'm Matthew's mother. It's giving mother. Like seeing him at the convention, literally just I don't even know, 5 feet away from me and
Very
locking
close.
eyes, and
Yeah.
then seeing him just be a star on stage. Like I think Matthew had the loudest cheers. I'm just gonna say it. I think he was KCON's fans' number one choice out of the group. I'm just gonna say it. He's just amazing. He
Well,
is
yeah, that makes sense because he's the only one he's like he's Canadian, right?
he's
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's giving Mark, you know?
Yeah. True.
But I think the performances overall were really great. And I think I was more of a big fan of Zero Base One because they recently debuted and I knew all their songs. And they're just new, so they get to do the variety content. But
Yeah.
I think I'm jumping all over the place, but I just want to go into Rain really quick. Rain, I told Nathan, like, Rain is going to start with Rainism. And he was like, I don't know, like, that's his most popular song. And I was like, he needs to start with Rainism.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to lose my shit. And that's how I want to start it. And so there's like, I'll send some footage to you out there, but basically that's a stage and there's this like center portion that comes down that are screens all around. And
like a jumbotron.
I was like, oh my God, it's Rain. I was like, oh my God, it's Rain. I'm like holding on for dear life. And then all you see is the Matrix screen. And I was losing it. I was like, get up, we're getting up. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Matrix screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You look confused. I was like, I have to show it to you. Yep. And then right as it rises, I swear to you, Rain literally just is like shirtless, big jacket, baggy pants, but
Wow.
body was giving. Like he's been working out in the shadows. Like I don't know where.
His body's always been giving. Like
No, but this one, no. But seeing it in real life, it was like giving. And it was like, make some noise. And I think I just lost my shit. I blacked out.
A lot.
It was a
Rain
lot. But
at KCON is so random.
I know he was their
Okay, I want to
host too.
actually want to
Say
talk
it.
about that a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, okay, and this is where we'll get into a little bit of the commentary. So, first of all, I will say that there were Rain fans there because we were sitting next to some. Because
And they were
there
older
were
too.
older people that seemed to have just come for Rain. Like, because they were really only active when Rain
remember they were
was going. And they
Yeah.
were like in their late 40s, like early 50s, probably.
maybe they
So
were
that
like
makes sense.
35 at the earliest. Like when the
Yeah,
other groups were
earliest,
performing,
right?
I was looking over at them, just like glancing, and they kind of were just like talking to themselves. And I'm like, do you not see that Zero Base One is literally on there dancing to Seven?
Yeah, and you know, it does make sense because with KCON, you will just go if one of your major groups is there, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
or one of your major artists is there. So I just feel like they were really in it for Rain, and I want to give a shout out to people that were there just for Rain. On the other hand, I saw a lot of like negative criticism about Rain, like kind of going around.
Hold on. But say it first and then I'll say my portion.
Okay, so they were like, oh, the crowd was so dead during like his set, apart from Rainism, right? Which is
Yeah.
like, I think like objectively true, but it's also because, as Ashley said, Rain is like just a little bit random for KCON.
Right.
He's
Like your
Yeah.
average K-popper that's like less than 18 probably doesn't have Rain on their playlist and doesn't know any song other than Rainism.
Rainism.
Like
I don't
everyone,
even know any other song besides Rainism.
that's the thing, right? And everyone in like the recent even 5 to 7 years of K-pop, like probably only know that from covers, like
Yes,
Jungkook's
Yeah.
like Jungkook's
Jungkook.
famous.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
Jungkook,
Jungkook's
right?
cover.
Yeah, Jungkook's cover. That's where I learned the song. So I think I agree with Ashley that it was a little bit random. And another thing, lastly, is that people were for engaging in discourse about Rain, about how like, oh, like should he be performing or should he worry about the groups that he's managing now? Because what the heck is happening to Cypher and all of that? Because I think if you think about it, Cypher is a little bit more demographic for KCON.
Yes.
So they were like, what about them? What are they doing? They have all these lineup changes. So I saw a lot of different
Oh.
reactions about
Wow, I
Rain
didn't. I was
kind of
blind.
being present there.
I was blinded by the abs. Like there's nothing. I didn't know that this was being talked about her oppa like that.
Yeah. So I mean he hasn't
Well,
probably performed something like that in a while. So it's probably
yeah.
good for him. But then other people were like, wait, this is a little bit random.
I bet he
This
was doing it
I
as like a relationship thing. Like next
Yeah.
Cypher is going to have like a performance at the Mamas, you know.
No,
Oh,
that makes
Brittany did him a
sense.
favor. Did
like a
CJ
follow
eat him
for follow kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense because he started out as the host and that's when he had the loudest cheers. And he was like, I'm your official KCON host. And I was like, oh, great. And then you just get like suddenly he's performing at the end, but he wasn't even the last one to perform. I think it's just because, like you said, it was not hierarchy.
There's just a lot like
What do you call it?
they wanted to, yeah, seniority. Right?
Seniority. Yeah, but I think there was also it is a little random, and also I get why the fans would say that because there was a portion where he was like wanting the crowd to sing, and nobody really knew the portion.
Yeah, I like gripped
He sang
Sammy.
it for you. Yeah, we were gripping each other. He was like,
awkward.
I don't even know the song, but it was like there's a melody to it, but it's like sha la 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 like whatever. And then he was like, okay,
Your turn.
and then it didn't happen, but it's like a long awkward portion of like people trying to sing that portion
Like 3 times for
and
people to
then
like
he was like, okay,
get.
let's run it back one more time, and then he sang it, and then when he was gonna let the crowd sing it a second time after he just took back the mic and sang it with them, and so he was like, okay, great, let's get into the song, and I was like, great, like nobody knew that one, sweetie, but it's totally fine.
Well, that's
so
the thing. It's like the
awkward.
average demographic is not a Rain listener.
Yeah, but did you see the people next to us?
They were
like,
vibing.
They were vibing the whole time. So it's like they were the ones he was singing. He was having sing.
The girl, the Nuna
other
next to
side.
me was like singing
was-
her lungs out.
Yeah, she was living with her phone just out. Love her.
I love that.
Yeah, but there was a portion though. I will say this if we're ending on Rain right now is that there was a portion where he just suddenly took off his jacket and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just dance." And there's just no singing. And we were like, "Did he just say fuck it?" Okay. Not like real like he actually said those words, but
Oh,
yeah, he just went full dance. And we were like,
so what
"Okay."
song? Just
I don't know, his new
It
one.
was like his second or third song, and then yeah, he took off his shirt, as Sammy said. He was like wearing a blazer. He took off his blazer, and
This is his sleep
then
jacket, yeah.
like his in ear just like was not
Yeah, it wasn't cooperating.
wasn't cooperating. It was like getting all tangled.
Yeah, he like dropped to the floor. It's like a dance move, and then it fell out. And then he was trying to like he like did a kneel move, and he was like trying to fix it, but it didn't work out. And then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna dance," basically. So he just danced.
and he didn't. Was there supposed to be singing?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. It was the
It
song.
was giving like there should have been singing,
But like
That's so
the backtrack was
awkward.
playing.
but don't worry about it. It was totally fine because
That's
everybody
what
else
for me,
we
I'm
were
just
just
like,
vibing.
dude, and I'm not trying to paint like older artists versus younger artists, because I feel like there's definitely a place for older artists. But I feel like, dang, maybe
I enjoyed.
I enjoyed, but what is it? The rustiness was showing a little bit, I
Mhm.
think. The rustiness was showing.
Yes, yeah,
Like
but
versus like you had other groups that were like, this is literally my moment,
yeah,
like
this isn't
Zikers and like Zero Base
me.
One,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
And
my God, let's
even
go back
someone
to
like
them.
XG, right? Like it
Yeah,
was like this was their moment, and I need this for my career. Like
yeah,
quite
Right.
frankly,
not Rain though.
At least he was singing live because,
And he's good live.
yeah, I mean, like there wasn't
yeah, his mic
background
was on.
vocals to like.
No, there were background vocals.
Yeah.
His mic
Oh,
was on
okay.
though. His
Yeah,
mic was
Mike
Oh,
on.
Mike was giving on, but it wasn't always on.
they had
That's all I'll
technical
say.
difficulties.
But
Yeah,
it's fine. We got Rainism live and I don't care about anything else.
it was a hit.
It was a bop.
Sammy, what are some of the other highlights that you
Oh
wanted
yeah.
to shout out for Saturday's concert?
It's mostly about Zero Base One. I can give the shout outs to the other groups because, for example, Kepler, I don't really know any of their songs, and I only kind of know that one girl who's the sister of Hyun Kai of TXT. But there's like I like watching groups live or like music live if I don't know them because then I get to know their songs and I suddenly want to start listening to them. And that's the
Mhm.
history of how I got into K-pop. Like you guys brought me to the BTS concert of me knowing nothing.
And then
And
we
it's
brought you to KCON that summer.
yeah, and then suddenly I'm just a K-pop influencer. Like I don't know how this happened. My life just turned upside down. But Kepler, there's a song where I'm like, I can't stop like listening to it. It goes back to the city. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
that one was really
choreo.
good.
That
Yeah.
one was really good. And I need to know the girl's name with the pink hair. She's now my bias. I love her.
That's a Chinese girl. I like
Oh,
her
you know who I'm talking.
too.
We always
Yeah,
have
I
the
don't know
same.
her name,
Yeah, I don't know her
but
name
I
either.
just know that she's the Chinese member.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
Kepler also did a cover of a Girls' Generation
oh,
song.
you were living.
Mister,
But
Mister.
Yes. Did you see it,
Mister.
Ashley?
No,
Heels
I didn't.
version.
Oh, okay.
But I did hear about it.
Yeah, it was very different from, it was really interesting because it was like different from what their stages were, because it was a little bit more like badass kind of thing. And Kepler performed a lot of like more cutesy aegyo pop type
Yeah,
of
and
songs. So like showed their breath, so to speak. So that
yeah,
was really cool.
and I like that you gave me the history of just like their suit and heels concept because you don't see K-pop girl groups wearing like those types of heels anymore when they're dancing. It's mostly like
Right.
cool
The thin heels.
sneakers. Yeah, like the
Stilettos.
stilettos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also for Zikers, although you could tell that they're a new group, they were pretty vibey, and I wanted to find some of their songs after, and I feel like it's something that I'd listen to be honest. Like I was really vibing, but I feel like they're still new, so they're still trying to clean it up a little bit in their performance and their vocals, but it was giving what need to be gave for KCON.
Yes, for KCON, it was giving.
It was giving.
It was giving lots of energy, excitement, like it was giving energetic rookie, which is exactly what you kind of want, because they're just, you can feel their passion. Like they want to be there so badly.
Yeah, and you can tell the boy with the blue long sleeve was everyone's favorite. Like the moment they showed him on screen, it was like I didn't even know that there were Zyker fans, but yeah, they were out there in the crowd. And he was the cutest, I think. I think he might be their visual, but that's the whole marketing of it all. You pick a visual to pull in the people, and he seemed like the one.
Yeah, they debuted last year, September.
Yeah, there
No,
was
actually,
They're not even a
they
year.
debuted this year.
Oh,
Good.
okay,
So
that's
they had a
great.
pre-debut song last year, September, and then they debuted this year, March 2023. So
Oh,
That's
yeah,
that's
it's
really
new.
good.
they're
It's
so
new.
new. No wonder I don't even
Yeah,
know
they
them.
they already had a lot of fans too. There was like kind of a joke in the press room about how sometimes there were, and we'll get into this when we review the convention, but there were different stages that were going on even at the convention, not related to the concert. And we'd kind of like look out into the void and be like, oh, there's definitely idols out there performing right now. And then the press members would be like, oh, it's probably Zykers. like,
Wow.
like it's just like, oh, it's Zykers.
Yeah.
Like they were just so present at like in the days that we went. So that was
Yeah.
really great. Sammy, any last comments about the concert?
Just something more about Zero Based One or Zero Base
Please
One.
go ahead.
I like whatever you saw on TV is really what you got in real life. So like their personalities were really shown. And I really like that they got to just be the stars of it seemed like the night because they were
Yeah.
KCON's choice, and that's what was shown. We'll talk about it for the convention portion, but
Yeah, why do you keep saying that? I don't
We'll get into
understand.
it.
we'll get into it, but it
Yeah.
was labeled, okay? I'm telling you.
I mean, I have some thoughts on that too.
But I like that they got majority of the portions of like the variety game of like the emojis, and they really showed everyone doing like it was a lot of Zhang Hao, but they did
It
show like
always is.
I know it, but you could just tell like
Lay's trainee, or not Lay's trainee, Lay's
yeah,
label mate.
like I wanted a little more of the other members, but it's fine. Like the Eugene, I only saw him like one time, and then who's your son, Ate? There's two. The talking.
Gunwook
No.
and Gyuven.
Yeah.
Gyuven, only Gyuven for like a little bit.
It was
Those
definitely
boys
giving
didn't get a lot of
Ricky,
lines.
Matthew,
Oh,
and Jung Ho like the
Ricky,
whole
I
time.
know. I forgot that Ricky speaks English.
Really? They
Yeah,
didn't
'cause he's
even
an English
feature
speaker.
Hanbin a lot.
Not really, just in one portion where he was like speaking and like introducing, but they really relied on Matthew as the English
Yeah.
speaker, and that's what he wanted a lot in the show.
That
And
makes
he really
sense.
also you could tell that he just like when people would scream for him, he kind of just didn't want to be like, oh my God, he'd be like, and I'm like, you're popular, sir. Like
Yeah.
like he was really trying not to feed into it because he'd laugh when everyone would just start crazy screaming and he couldn't get any words out because you couldn't hear him. But he was eating that shit up.
I know he is.
So was I.
This is his
Yeah.
dream. He wanted to be an idol.
I know.
They were living their dream.
Yeah. But that's it for Zero Base One. Just want to say I'm a really big fan. I'm glad that they performed like what is it called? New Kids on the Block. That's one of my favorite
this was
songs.
like their biggest performance to date, I would think, like in the US at least.
Mhm.
So, and a lot of that, a lot of Boys Planet, Girls Planet was very like global audience. Dare I say probably less Korea, probably like more international, more global. So, like this is their home turf at the end of the day.
Correct.
So, any case, I have one more shout out. I think that actually the largest representation in that stadium was a teeny, and as press, I got a sneak peek look, or we got a sneak peek look into the a teeny fandom meetup.
Oh yeah, we'll get
beforehand,
into that.
And that was powerful.
Yeah,
to say
they
the
were.
least.
Was there? I think their light stick was the most present.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
because like I wish they had a certain color, but it was just white, but it was the same shape. I don't know what their light stick looks like, but you could tell an ATEEZ fan was there. Like when they walked by, I knew you were ATEEZ. Like I don't know, they just have a certain.
They were all decked out. They were dressed up.
Yes, it was like it was giving
like was
like
it giving pirate?
It's giving like edgy, but like there's a certain type of like edgy it was.
It was like edgy cowboy.
Yeah, Cowboy. It's because I think it's that
Yeah,
bouncy song.
one of their comebacks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Make
so
it
they did that
bouncy. Make
song.
it bouncy. That one. And
Yeah,
everyone was
that
going
one.
freaking wild.
Yeah, and then they did the pirate song. Don't worry, Ashley, they did the pirate song.
Yeah,
Okay,
that pirate song,
it
it,
went
it,
ham.
it was giving,
It went
actually.
ham.
I just
Again,
had to,
it's like KCON eats up Kingdom stages at the end of
yeah,
the
Yes.
day.
yes,
So it was giving a lot.
yeah.
Anyways.
All right.
I think that's it for night 2, right, Sammy?
That was it for night 2.
That was it for night 2. Obviously, there's a lot going on there. Let us know what your favorites were during those 2 nights. Night 3, like I said, the hurricane came on and we were not able to attend, but my regrets for myself not being able to see G Idol Queen card. Okay.
Yes.
That was really sad. And I will also say, as someone that is not a huge Stray Kids fan, I am really glad to see their progression from true rookies to people that close out shows. And I think it's amazing.
Yeah. I have one comment about the lineup for all 3 days. It made me your comment about Kingdom made me think about it. And pretty much everyone, minus like Gravity,
B2B.
Monster X,
Oh.
SM artists, Japanese artists, like most of these people in some form have participated in an Mnet show.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Ive, who is like a second iteration of the Mnet, you know, like they're one group removed from Mnet.
They are probably less than one connection away.
Right. And then there's Kepler, Zero Base One, Stray Kids, the boys, they were on Kingdom. ATEEZ was on Kingdom.
We know who runs this.
G Idol was on Queendom.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Isn't an ITZY girl on Queendom Puzzle? No, actually.
No,
That was the rumor, but she ended up not being there. But yeah. Interesting stuff here.
it's all family.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, yes, truly let us know in the comments what your favorite performance in the KCON LA was. We will be back with another episode where we will review the convention part of the celebration of Korean pop culture. So stay tuned for that for next week. We are on Instagram at Idol Talk Pod. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us on all of our major podcast directories and streaming platforms. We also have our email where we'd like to hear your feedback and content requests, idoltalkpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, we have our content directory, idoltalkpod.uwu.ai, where you'll see previous episodes categorized, including playlists, song recommendations, concert and K-drama reviews. It's not too late to click on our summer playlist. You know, it's still real hot here, as well as information about us. So it can be found in the description of our episodes here. So with that, we will be back next week with another roundup of KCON. So we'll see y'all later. Good night and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.